YouTube. You know it. I know it. Your Aunt Kathy with the bogey leg who looks at your significant other at the Christmas dinner for a little too long knows it too. 04 to basically now grew up on YouTube. If you were born around these times, cable for you was a high chance of being obsolete. You might have had cable, but by the time you finally grew up and you had kids on the websites that Amy was 15 miles out, you started clicking them, was the first sign that cable was becoming a thing of the past. Now, cable probably wasn't your most watched entertainment in the house anymore, but the internet itself was. So while you was drifting away from cable and YouTube started to be the new thing that consume your brain, the way you speak, walk, dress, maybe even the way you take a shit was inspired by YouTube. Or maybe not, I don't know. But what we finna do is go back. Era YouTube that shaped a lot of people's childhood, the 2010s. For this, I'm gonna split this into 3 genres. I'm gonna talk about the amazing videos that was produced at the time, some early YouTube OGs, and things that affected early YouTube in general. And we gotta start this with
action!
This was probably a lot of people's first YouTube videos they ever saw. Action videos. And I could pick a lot of YouTubers in this section, but the one that comes to mind is the Nerf videos, Corridor, the COD videos, and my personal favorite, the Call of Duty zombie videos. Now it's this one channel who I think did the best Nazi zombie videos on this app, V2 Rocket Production. The passing in these videos made me fall in love with these guys' content. The way each actor played every character really warmed my soul. You can see it even in the actor's face that they had a blast making these videos. They even had a mini-series on their own called Nazi Zombies, A Shadow Pass, which was a prequel to the main story they had. To the setting, the music, the effects, even the vibe of the films easily make these one of the best Call of Duty zombie filmmakers, just good action filmmakers in general. YouTube. Sad to say, nowadays, V2 don't post as much anymore because of the growing limits YouTube was adding at the time. Even explaining their last video they ever uploaded, explaining why they haven't been posting as much. But hopefully, one day, they can make a huge comeback and give us more classics. Now, swinging back to the Nerf saga, there was a lot of YouTubers on the Nerf train back in the day. But the only ones I'm really familiar with is Gun versus Gun. Now, unlike all the other YouTubers, these guys was really graphic. I mean, you had dudes getting full-on headshot enemies. And if you didn't watch any of these guys, it usually go like this. One of the brothers would do or say something to annoy the other brother, and a full-on gunfight would break out, basically starting World War III in their own home. And after one of the brothers would die, they would respawn in the next video, starting a cycle of violence all over again. And the edits at the time was actually really good for the time period. I feel like their style of content elevated the Nerf saga to the juggernaut that took over YouTube storm at one point. Now if you watch these guys and didn't want to get a Nerf gun and shoot somebody in the face, I bet you was a real fun child, huh? Cause there ain't no way you did not want to catch a body after watching one of these dudes' videos. But in these days of YouTube, it wasn't just live action running things, it was actually toys too. Yes, toys. Stop motion to be in particular. Now this style of content had a lot of variety to it. You had superheroes, Legos, of course, and good old wrestling. My personal favorite was from this tuber called Lozenus? No, ain't it? Yeah, Low, him. Low was most popular on his works on Spider-Man, making a whole series on it. And when I tell you Spider-Man was whooped, Spider-Man was not playing with them, bro. He was putting people to bed. He would have new characters drop in, for the most part, to a box of Spider-Man. He had people like Deadpool, Evil Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk. He even had Batman in the series. And a lot of more characters too. And let me give my props to Spider-Man, because when new toys would pop out and try to take his top spot as the top toy, he would hold it down for the most part. You know, I can't forget about the good old wrestling. You had guys making their own storylines and making dream matches. The replay value on these videos was actually insane. And you know I can't end off this session without talking about the ghosts of action. Haraka. Not really enough to be said about these guys. I mean, they produced some of the best action videos on this site for years, and their hard work paid off enough that they made their own movie. And I heard it was pretty great, so good for them. But I'm not really surprised that they made a movie, because if you watch their older work, you can definitely see seeds playing early on. Definitely top 3 in the action category. Now it's time for honorable mentions. First up, we got Left 4 Dead and IOL. Put one of these films on at night with some popcorn, I bet you'd be entertained. And if you're a Left 4 Dead fan, say goodbye. You're definitely gonna love these. Next up, we got The Lyle Sacks, an extremely underrated channel. The amount of lore this channel has in its videos is insane. Looking back at it now, it had potential to be an Adult Swim show. I'm not lying, it was that good. To the characters, the settings, and the animation. If you watch one of their videos, you know you got to binge their whole channel at that point. Can't forget about the Call of Duty multiplayer and IRL videos, the parkour zombie videos, Legos, again, Superpower Beatdown, Death Battle, Comic Historian, and a lot more. But I know this next session really made y'all childhood because some of y'all just plain weird. And this probably explains a lot. Before the younger generation had Skibby Toilet and just plain Brain Rot. For the 2010s, we had some weird things around too. I know everybody remember that one video of Buzz and Woody talking, and then they wasn't just talking anymore. Or better yet, a more known video, Shrek is Love and Shrek is Life. Like, this video was so bad, it got clapped from YouTube more than once, I believe. This video itself traumatized millions of children across the world. And if you had a friend that recommended you this video, that nigga not like you. I don't even know if I could really talk about this video. Not only is there child abuse or men abuse in the video, there's a lot of more other things too. So basically, it's this dude who likes Shrek a little too much. Matter of fact, he don't even like him. He love him. He has posters on his wall about him, figures about him, and was legit praying to this man before bedtime. I mean, when you constantly getting slapped up by your dad, you're only gonna come out a certain way. So after getting disrespected by his father by Lord knows how many times, this man wildest dreams come true. And it's Shrek coming to his room to enjoy the color of his wall. You know what? Let's just go to another weird video. Racist Mario. Man, whoever made this was on that shit. Now thinking about it, there was a lot of weird videos about Mario at this time, but Racist Mario was definitely one of the worst of them. They really animated Mario blasting Donkey Kong cheeks with a banana and beating the shit out of Peach, and offering everybody else over a race. A race, dog? Like, is you serious? To be honest, I can just put all the weird animations into this one. Like the one where Mario and Luigi was doing drugs was just plain messed up, man. And oh, I can't forget about the songs this time period produced. The best Zelda rap songs was Heat. Any Smash songs was on repeat for me. I don't know about y'all. Or a real throwback, in a box, or I just jizz in my pants. These songs really had an impact on my childhood. Not a good one, but it had an impact, alright. Going back to these songs today, you can definitely tell it was made in 2010s. But surprisingly, today, these songs kind of still hold up. Now I'm serious. If you haven't heard these songs in a minute, go back and listen. They're unintentionally fire. And oh, we can't forget about 2010's Brain Rot, MLG. It was just a bunch of edits and loud sounds with this night. But hell, it's still better than having on Instagram Reels. You know, if we're going to talk about weird songs, I gotta mention song parodies. Bart Baker was the king of song parodies. This man only had 205 videos, but it seemed like he would have more songs. Then again, he could have just deleted some. His parody songs was hilarious, and shockingly, some of them was actually not that bad. But once again, YouTube regulations basically shut down his whole channel. Like, for real. Dude moved to China and became a bigger star than he was on YouTube. So at least we got a happy ending. If we're just going to talk about plain weird, I gotta speak about Cyanide and Happiness. Unfortunately, I wasn't really tuned in around the time of their prime, but I still gotta include them in this session. But later on, when I watched reactors react to them, I was in great fear, just like the reactors. Once again, it's one of them series that could easily be on Adult Swim or just a show by itself entirely. Or another time on YouTube when they had characters and shows and slideshows while the music was playing. But we don't have to talk about that part of YouTube at all. Honorable mentions: any weird songs that was unintentionally good, all the strange, funny animated videos, anything made by Flash Gates, the poorly edited videos, and the fake PS5 videos. Now, they weren't really weird, but I gotta mention because they had my little troll heart hyped for nothing. An epic rap battle history. Now again, they're not really weird. I mean, you could argue that, but I have to put them here somewhere. Their mark on YouTube history is too big not to put them on the list at all. Now, to talk about the most impact section on YouTube, in my personal opinion, scary shit. Where do I even start? We got Slender Man, Salad Finger, Ugly Ass, Don't Hurt Me, I'm Scared, Weird, Jeff the Killer, obviously fake ass. But I think a good start would be creepypastas. Basically the head honcho of all scary things in 2010s. Starting with the goat of it, Slender Man. He was scary to the point if someone would come up to you and say he's not real, you'd be like, nuh-uh. His impact on the internet was outlandish. This man was everywhere. The amount of fan art that came out for this man was actually insane. And some of it was fucking disgusting. He even had his own game and movie, but I heard the movie was dog shit. We're not gonna talk about it. But at least the game was not that bad. But we can't talk about creepypasta history. We can't mention my Jeff the Killer. Okay, let's be real here. Was bro scary? Or was bro just ugly as hell? Like, I'm keeping it being. I mean, really listen. Was bro scary for real? Or was he just ugly to the point he was scary? Like, it's a level to this. And I'm thinking bro was on a level where he was just one nasty looking son of. On the real, this dude had me scared. I thought him and Slenderman was gonna team up and run all through my shit. The amount of edits people made of these two was insane. They got a ton of fan love. Little too much fan love if you ask me. YouTubers and even the news was talking about these two too. But creepypastas wasn't the only thing that put fear in my heart. Deep web stories also did a number on me when I was a kid. I think creepypasta and deep web stories is on the top of the list of things that scare me to the bone. The most memorable deep web story I can remember is when BHD reacted to some dude that was trying to get drugs. Mostly that Justin Bieber, if you know what I mean. His plug wasn't hitting as usual anymore, so he wanted to up it. So he turned to the deep web. So he meets some shady and after that, it all goes downhill. So he buying the Justin Bieber, as usual, but his dealer unexpectedly gets a visit from an eater. Yes, he gets a visit from a cannibal. And after the cannibal is done fish filleting the dealer, he give the dude his drugs. But he laced it. And he laced it with something worse than fent. Bone marrow. Now, if you never had bone marrow, which I don't know why not, it's honestly not that bad. It basically shuts down your whole body. The MC couldn't drive, move, or do nothing. All he could do was rub his hands and just wait until the cannibal came up to fish fillet his snacks. So for the last days of his life, he was just sitting at home, laying down, waiting till the cannibal to come through and eat him up. Pause. Now after this video, I made a promise to myself, if I ever, for whatever strange reason in this world, went on a D-Web, that it would be at an army base with guns all around me and a nuke to drop on me if things really went bad. I mean, imagine you just sitting there, you did some hardcore drugs, and now you can't even move, drive, or get away while this dude take his handy dandy time coming to your house to fish fillet ass cheeks. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go out like that. If that would happen to me, would have went kaboom. Matter of fact, scary stories in general was just a problem. Some of these stories was legit better than movies, man. Mr. Nightmare and Corpse Husband was one of the goats of scary stories. I'm pretty sure when you think of scary stories, or even just look it up, these guys come up. Now, scary videos, just like plain scary videos in general with scary edits, was also dominant YouTube around this time. Man, them try not to get scared challenge had YouTube reactors in a chokehold with them videos. And them curse videos, I stayed far away from them, even till today. And finally, scary short films. Now, some of these had every right just to be a movie. And rightly so. Some of these films were scary as fuck. But I ain't watch these by myself. I was a big old scary cat. I was watching them with Struggle Nation. Go to reactors. Honestly, got one of the best reactions on YouTube of all time. Honorable mention: scary stories, scary animated stories, curse videos, creepypastas, scary short films, and all scary shit alike. Now I know I miss a lot of great content of the 2010s. And I do mean a lot of great content. But this was mostly just my childhood, from elementary school all the way to age 12. But before I even knew what subbing to a YouTuber was, before I even had a YouTube account, because mostly at this time, I was watching YouTube on my mom's phone or my dad's phone. Now, this video was made to go back in time at YouTube and witness the great history that YouTube has left us. And it was a hell of a nostalgia trip. And looking deeper into the 3 genres that made me into the young man I am today. Because I'll never be scared of creepypastas again, thinking they're gonna come after me just because I watched a video on them. Or my friend showing me a weird ass video and wondering, is this nigga right in the head? Or watching an action video, thinking you've seen the best video of your life, and then watching it another 100 times over again. Or simply just asking your mom for the phone so you can watch the newest YouTube videos, because Lord knows your mom not gonna give you a phone at 11 years old. Or just being a kid again. But as a famous YouTube comment said, YouTube is the closest thing we got to a time machine. Like up and Sharuba if you're new, and yeah.